on looking forwards and backwards on the suspension. Oh, there's plenty of flies around today, according to my visor. 14 degrees. Come on, summer. A bit more wind noise in the helmet now. Sort of 60 mile an hour. Still getting a load of road noise come up from the front on this bike, and I seem to remember the predecessor to this I borrowed once, probably over a year ago, and I noticed exactly the same on it. I presume if you had the GS Adventure with the massive cowling and tanks and everything on it, that would probably eliminate it. Yeah, certainly getting lots of wind blast on the shoulders from this one. The helmet's not too bad. It certainly directs everything over your shoulders. Don't know if there's any other... Oh, onto the pillion I've just been told as well. Yeah, so we're both getting it on the shoulders. Oh, and the helmet on the back, just been told again. So, yeah, interesting. So it is a big factor for us. We have to do a lot of miles once on a motorway in windy conditions, and the buffeting we had was actually on my Ducati Multistrada Enduro, which has got quite a big screen on it. But on the motorway, sort of high speed, the buffeting, it was a windy day, was horrendous to the point that bike mad mum on the back almost felt sick because her head was being buffeted around that much. So it is a consideration. But at the moment, this is just cruising along lovely. It is. They really have smoothed out this new engine. It's 1250 variable valve cam shifter on it. It's brilliant, really, what they've done. All the controls on this are very familiar, pretty much the same as the RT. The only difference really is the TFT, which I haven't had a chance to play with yet to see where the menus are. But when we get to Ludlow for a drink or an ice cream, whatever, I shall have a look at the controls. Certainly have a look, see if I can firm up the suspension a bit, see what settings are available. Report from the back now, saying the feet position's comfortable. Don't quite know whether this one's got the quick shifter on it. I'm doing it anyhow, and can't quite tell whether it has or not. Got it on the RT, and sometimes it seems to work fine, and other times you think, why the hell have I got it? To be honest with you, not a big fan. Especially not the BMW one at the moment anyway. This will be where I get back and Howard the salesman will tell me he hasn't actually got it. Set it in dynamic, seems to have done the trick. No more rocking backwards and forwards. Certainly feel the bumps a lot more. It's probably lowered the bike and stiffened it all up. Oh, I definitely feel the bumps a lot more in dynamic. Pillion says she prefers it like this in dynamic, not so much rocking about. I'll stay with it. on the GS1250. Just stopped off. Almost just pulled up with his dog in the car, almost the size of the car. But yeah, let's get back to the bike. You can see, I think all the demonstrators, actually I've seen people out on them in the blue ones, not my favourite colour. Thoughts so far? Yeah, this engine's really good. I must admit they've smoothed it out. The torque delivery just anywhere in the rev range is quite amazing. It seems comfortable, nice position for me. I'm 5'9". Pegs are at a nice height on it. Typical GS, I think, but ugly. But tends to do what it says on the tin. These bikes go forever, get you anywhere you want with ease, and it really is a doddle to ride this bike. I'm not up on the specs on it or anything else. I'll put some specs up at the end of the blog for you guys that are really into that sort of thing. Yeah, generally really nice bike. I'll be honest, it's not setting my world on fire at the moment like the Motor Guzzi did. I don't know what it was about that bike, but considering it was so underpowered at 80 brake horsepower, the Guzzi, it just put a big smile on my face. I think it's the same with all these new bikes, they're just so good. Sometimes they lose a bit of the fun factor. I noticed they've got rid of the Brembos on the front. Had a good stomp on them earlier. Apparently they're American made now, the BMW badge on, but they work really well. Instant grip, as I said before on videos, is what I like. Brembo on the back still, surprisingly. The back does work well. I'll give that a good try. There's lots of torque on this bike. I must admit, you open the throttle third and fourth and you find your front wheel going skyward, and you get a dig in the ribs from the pillion, of course. Over on the hill, you can see, admiring the view. I had to do video blogs for Shropshire, I think. The unknown county of beauty. I'll show you the view from up here, Clee Hill. Just look at that. That is amazing. Just been to Ludlow for a drink, and now we're going to go back down the other way we came, to the Ludlow to Richmond Road, which shows everything possible with the bike, including a test for me. And I'll let you know at the end how we get on. It's a short clip now. On the way home, at the end I'll do a review for you to consider.
Can I get your hand to ride on? Just a piece of leg to bite on. What a night to fly my kite on. Do you wanna flash a light on? Take a look, it's on display for you. Coming down all night today. Did you meet your fortune teller? Get it off with no propeller. Do it up, it's on with Stella. What a way to finally smell her. Pick it up, it's not too strong for you. Take a piece and pass it on. Fly away on my Zephyr. I feel it more than ever. And in this perfect weather, we'll find a place together. Fly on my rebel and a liberator, find a way to be a skater. Rev it up to levitate, a super friendly aviator. Take a look, it's on display for you. Coming down, not today. Fly away on my Zephyr. I feel it more than ever. And in this perfect weather, we'll find a place together in the water.
Hi guys, Bike Mad Dad here. So we went to ride the GS1250 thinking we'll be buying one really for the next couple of years, used for our Europe trips and Wales trips and everything else. What can I say? The good news is the engine's a delight. It's very smooth, loads and loads of torque in every gear. They've done a marvellous job with it, they really have. I think that's where the good news finishes really, apart from the fact it's a great bike. Yeah, it's a modern bike, it's got TFT screen, electronic suspension, everything, you know, that we come to expect these days. The GS boys are going to hate this review really. Saying that, I'm an ex-GS adventure owner myself. I've done a lot of miles on a GS adventure, actually went away in Europe for 3 months on one, all camping gear, everything. So I know what they're about. They're a great bike, but this one just didn't do it for me, I must admit. I was expecting it to be our next purchase, as I've said, and now I've had a week to think about it and review the footage and notes. We've concluded we won't be purchasing one. So how do I quantify this decision? The first thing, I think I mentioned it on the video, you really notice is the road noise. From the second you pull off, you just get this massive rumbling from the engine, from the front tyre, come up through the forks, through the tank, and it just fills your helmet constantly, the road noise, and it just never stops. The wind deflection on the shoulders with the standard screen, obviously we tried it in different positions, hell of a lot of wind deflection, and it was a warm day with lots of bugs around. When we both got off, the pair of us were absolutely splattered. You could actually see the line of wind on the Pillion's helmet perfectly, where all the bugs, it was being deflected over my head and hitting her with that screen. I'm sure, yeah, aftermarket screens out there, bigger screens, would sort that one, but when you just spent, I don't know, £16,000 on a bike, plus luggage and £1,000, whatever, do you still want to go off and start spending money on more screens to make it rideable? So that's the second thing. This particular bike was fitted with the extra cost comfort seats, which we didn't find comfortable, to be honest with you. Initially we thought yes, but after a couple of hours it was beginning to tell, I must admit, and that's not good after a couple of hours. We did 10 hours on the Motor Guzzi in Wales a few weeks back and got off feeling absolutely fine on that seat. Most of all though, I think the decision comes down to the fact that the bike ride just wasn't engaging as a rider. It's just too good at what it does. It might sound stupid, but I think a lot of modern bikes suffer from this now. They are really good, and you don't get any sort of feedback from the bike. You don't have to ride the bike. You literally are a passenger on the bike, and I think that ultimately is what would make the decision for me. When I open the garage and look at a bike, I like to think, I'm going to stick my leg over it, start it, and it's going to put a big smile on my face, and I just know the GS isn't that bike at the moment. I've gone on about it before, the Motor Guzzi V85 TT for me at the moment is the bike of the year. I haven't tried all the bikes out there yet, so we'll keep looking and I'll keep you updated.